to another video, another layout, and my first design team layout, which is amazing. I'm just buzzing with this. So I am using the I'm doing design team layout for Crazy Craft Obsessions. And if you are interested in anything from their store, etc., and or anything that I've used in this video, will all be in the description below. And if you simply click on the link, it will take you straight to their store. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is PINKFRESH Studio Happy Blooms. That is the paper collection that I am using at the moment. And I decided when I sat down with this one, when I was looking through these papers, I wanted to use, because I quite often, I start off with a background that is neutral. So either white or black or something like that. But that's when I want to use lots of mixed media. Specifically, this particular layout, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to, every so often, I will try and just run with letting the papers talk for themselves. I know that sounds crazy, but it's it gives me a bit of a reset, you know, like a mind, it just lets me reset myself. And it's this is one of those layouts. This is what I did. And as much as I saw this, what I saw was on that one piece of paper, which I have them listed. I apologize. I have a dog barking. I'm very sorry. Whoops. Gizmo's outside. He's being tough. It's summertime here and he's outside and he thinks he's going to bark at everybody. Okay, so so rewind. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to use one of the busy papers, but I wanted them to be, now my dog's going to bark at Gizmo for being, Lexi, come here. Oh, this is just going swimmingly, isn't it? Okay, so what I'm doing is when I saw these papers, so you actually have two different types of font situation on the one sheet of paper. So I automatically saw all the blocked colors and I thought, you know what? I betcha I could sort of, in a very fluid way, create a bit of a rainbow-esque sort of structure. And I actually sat and read all of these little phrases, and you know what? They all totally worked for this photo. I know, right? What's the chances that that would happen? And I just went, this is just perfect. This is what I want to do. I figured it out. This is what I want to do. Now, I've only got one, I only printed one of these photos, and it was a particular day. Angela was very small. She was only, I think she was maybe 3. I don't even think, I'm not even sure if we had Jen at this point. And she was just the cutest little thing. Oh, she still is. She's adorable. Love her to death. But she literally was just the cutest little thing. And Darren was laughing. I was laughing. We were at the gingerbread factory, I believe, which here in Queensland, it's up probably an hour's drive north of me. I don't even think it's an hour. Maybe it's an hour. Yeah, and we were sitting waiting to have ice cream, and she was pulling the most random faces, and it's just adorable, and we were all laughing. It was funny. So this is where I've said this on a video before, and I know I have. These cut apart sheets, they are my nemesis. Okay, I don't know if you're like this. Let me know in the comments below. But do you struggle to use these cut apart sheets for their actual intended purpose? You know, to have them as fillers or spaces to write things or create a tip in with it or something like that. Is that something that do you get stuck with them? Because I know I do. Now, Jen says hi. Now, what I decided to do was, and this is something I'm really liking lately, I'm getting better at using lots of varied patterns together. And trust me, I'm 46, okay? I don't mind. I'll say it. I'll call it for what it is. I'm 46. I was taught as a child, you don't mix your patterns. You don't wear a pattern shirt and pattern pants. It doesn't work. You wear it, you wear a plain or a neutral with a pattern. And the same thing sort of carried through into my scrapbooking. You don't mix them all up. Well, guess what? 2023, we're here, people. We're alive. We're thriving, and pattern on pattern works. It may not work for everybody. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and it's not my cup of tea every day of the week. But when it comes to PINKFRESH Studios, these guys, they make, I'm going to go out on a limb here, they make some beautiful papers that coordinate so beautifully. Now, I do want to just draw your attention to what I'm doing here. So that is a scrap that I've just turned over, run a strip of tape down, and because I didn't want to have to reline up my words, right? So I'm just creating a stick, essentially, like a spine for all my words so I can move them around. Because I wanted to, as I was doing this, I realized I'm cool with the pattern behind the photos, created quite a busy sort of background photo mat, and I'm loving the words, loving them. The strip behind, you don't even see it because I didn't leave gaps. I didn't want to leave gaps. I wanted them to all join together. Now I have pulled out my distress crayon, yeah, that's what they're called, isn't it? Distress crayons? Hang on. Distress crayons, that's what they're called. Okay. I pulled them out because they are something that was in my mixed media kit, part of my design team thing. And that's when I realized the colors don't go as well as I had hoped. So, and that's okay. Don't worry. I'll be using those puppies. Don't you worry about that. But I wanted to sort of mute down, like just sort of give, yes, it's a pattern, but I didn't want it to be so pattern all over. So I just grabbed some gesso and just some white gesso. I used the Montmartre one. That's because that's what I had. Now this is where I realized it's the wrong color. Don't do it. Don't put it on there. It's not going to work, right? But then I realized what's missing on this paper. And as I'm tapping, I realize what it is. And this is my solution. Okay, so bit of PVA glue. Super cheap. You can get it from anywhere. And this is my Distress Glitter Clear Rock Candy. That's what it's called, right? Now, I wanted to have a play with this because, one, it's a giant tub of glitter, okay? Let's be frank, that's a bit intimidating. You knock that sucker over on your desk and you will be finding glitter for days. Probably years, to be quite honest. Now, it looks like I'm shoveling heaps in there, but they're my little tiny teaspoons, okay? They're the itty-bitty, I think they're 1/36th of a tablespoon or a teaspoon. This is where I realized that I didn't clean my spatula properly. So all I did is I mixed the glitter in with the PVA glue, right? And it's rock glitter. So that way it's inside the glue. It's not going to go anywhere. So essentially it's creating a similar concept to the Ranger Stickles gel. But it's with the Distress Clear Rock Candy. Okay, simple. It's a neutral glitter, so it's going to add shine. It's going to add, but it's not adding more busyness to the paper, and that's what I was after. I needed some shimmer, I needed a little bit of shine, but I didn't want it to overtake because I really want the words to be, essentially, that's my embellishment, because that's what it is. It's literally, you can sit there and you can run down the list of what's written on there, and bang, it all works. So I was really happy with that. Now, I sat there with my UNIBALL Signo Broad white pigment ink pen. These things are awesome. I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll keep screaming it from the rooftops. The one thing that will lift your layouts from wow, that looks good, to wow, that really catches your eye, it's your pen work. I can tell you now, you add a bit of pen work, add a bit of a highlight, add a little bit of a shadow. Do that and trust me, just trust me. Give it a crack and believe me, you can't go wrong. Like, it's a couple of lines. At the end of the day, you can't go wrong with it. And if your lines aren't straight, don't stress. That adds to the kitsch of it all. You know, like that's makes it yours. I find sometimes I want the lines to be wiggly. Sometimes I want them to be dead straight. You do you. Okay? At the end of the day, you do what works for you, but I'm telling you now, it's worth giving it a crack. It really, really is. There is a lot to be said for getting a quality pen. The pens I use, you can buy them individually for about $5 a piece from Officeworks. You can buy them online. I know they're on Amazon AU. I buy my white UNIBALL Signo pens. I buy those in, this is where I'm tossing up, sorry. This is where I'm considering using my watercolor pencils to create the border. And then I did a couple of little lines and realized, nah, that's not going to work. That's not what I want. That's wrong. Stop. Don't go any further. And I don't mind the little thing going across the bottom. I hope that doesn't bother people. I don't have a choice. It has to go on there because I have an affiliate link with Crazy Craft Obsessions in my description below. So rules from YouTube, I have to put that on there. So it only stays up for a short amount of time, and it is on all my videos from now on. So now I decided, you know what? Because I've whitened everything, I've whitened and brightened everything. And that's when I realized there's not enough contrast. This is something that I'm learning more and more because I've just taught myself how to do this. Okay. I haven't been taught by anyone. I haven't taken classes. I did art at school. I apply my own color theory. You'd be very surprised. If you met me in person, you would be very surprised. I literally wear black 99% of the time. And when it comes to like my home, everything has to be a neutral shade. Everything's neutral. And we just adjust it ever so slightly either side of the hue. That's what my husband and I like. But when it comes to my scrapbooking, the one thing that I've learnt is having that contrast. This pen work that I'm doing around the outside edge, yes, I'm using a black UNIBALL black gel impact pen to do this, and I'm just using the fine one. I'm not doing the big thick one because this is something that now you've seen me doing it, you go, oh yeah, there's a black line around the edge there. Instead of just drawing, remember I said, instead of drawing a straight line, maybe do a zigzag, do some dots, do some dashes, make it your own. What I did with this border is I was running it straight when there's nothing there, but whichever leaf or flower that sort of got in my way, I had to draw around that. And that's what created the border and the visual interest to the outside edge. So instead of you focusing heavily that, oh, all those words, where'd that rainbow come from? Like, what is that? allows you to look slightly out more. Like it makes you see sort of beyond. You don't even really notice, you don't notice the glitter. You do when you see it up front and in person, but it's not in your face. So then I decided that I was going to run some straight lines around the photo matting that I did, which these I just cut them on an angle and spread them across, so that way I wasn't getting stuck with a heap of journaling cards when I get to the end of my paper collection, because otherwise we all know what happens to the cards. They just go in the bin because you don't. That's what happens to me. I will end up with a gazillion of these things and I don't even know what to do with them at the end. So just adding a bit more black. I put white on there and then I realized, nah, it needed a little bit of black, not white. And that makes it work. So what else can I tell you guys? This is, if you watched the Facebook Live the other day, what did you think? Did you think I could maybe, if we work out the technical issues, what do you reckon? Do you reckon we should make that a regular thing? Is that something that you would like to see me working? I can change the times around, like to work for different people, different countries, etc. Although I did, there was quite a few. I was so happy when you guys. I'm trying to think of who it was. I know Charlene's coming to mind. Like when you guys clicked on and you started watching, you blew my mind. Absolutely. I was in happy shock. Is that how we're going to word it? It was like happy shock. It was so good. I absolutely loved it. And it went for 2 hours. And I don't even know where 2 hours went. Honestly, I know where some of it went. It went on me moving the phone. And I shouldn't have done that. But next time, I'll know how to set it up from the beginning. So, so that's really fun. So let me know in the comments below if that's something that you're interested in. I can do it on YouTube or I can do it on Facebook. It's either or. I think, if I do it on YouTube, the people that haven't jumped over to the Facebook group, that way it gives them the opportunity to go, oh, hang on, Karen's doing a live. Might pop in and see that. This is my liquid pearls. Now, I also get these from Crazy Craft Obsessions. So there is so many colours. So many. These things are so much better, in my opinion, than an enamel dot. Because you can make them bigger or smaller, depending where you want to put them. You can just do little teeny tiny dabs. You can do lines. You can do anything. So much easier than an enamel dot. They're literally, they're awesome. So good. That color is Ballerina, in case you're curious. I will have everything listed in the description below, including all my links to all my social medias, as well as links to Crazy Craft Obsession online store. And if you are looking for this particular paper pack, I will have that all written down below, including the pages that I used. And shameless plug, if you've made it this far, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you have not yet subscribed, I would love to have you jump on board. I have come up with an amazing giveaway that I'm going to do for everybody. So not just Australia, it's going to be for all of my subscribers when we hit 1,500 subscribers. Okay? So if you know of 1 or 2 people maybe that they might watch it but they haven't subscribed, tell them to smash that subscribe button, because let me tell you, you are going to want to be involved with the giveaway. Thank you so much for watching, and I will chat to you again soon. Thanks for that. Bye for now, guys.